Good morning everybody. In last period we continue Newton's laws of motion. In that we see first law of motion. Three laws will be there. First law we complete. That law or total three laws are related to the balanced and unbalanced forces. So what means by balanced forces and what means by unbalanced forces, all we can discuss about that once. First law, what they states, we continue it or I will repeat it. The inability of object to change the motion of its own. They cannot change their place unless we can apply the force on that. So it is the first law. Now we can continue second law. What the second law says? First law means what? The inertia, and inertia means the first law means the inability of that object. They cannot change the place with respect to that. Otherwise, when we can apply the force, then only that object can change the place. I gave you examples also. So we continue to second law of motion. It is also related to the that object mass, object velocity, means all these laws can related to the objects only, how the objects is. You know, all these objects cannot change their position, which is in rest position or which is in the moving. Moving objects cannot stop unless we can apply the force, then it will be stopped. When it will be continue to moving, when we can again applying force, then only it will be moving. So applying force, then only the objects can move. So second law, before start to second law, they gave you some activity. What that activity? We continue. Let's try this. Open the book, read it carefully. A point, first activity. What is it? Ask your friend to drop a plastic and one rubber ball from the same height. First activity is there. Second, what they say? You catch the balls. Which ball was easier to catch and why? Two questions will be there. First, A activity is there. What we see? What was our observation? Two balls are there. But one ball is rubber ball and one ball is plastic ball. And when we throw that balls with your friends, which is easier to catch? I think plastic ball is easier to catch with respect to rubber ball. Why? Because rubber ball have a more mass with respect to plastic ball. Plastic ball have less mass. Everyone knows all these types of balls. So objects are important. Rubber ball having the more mass with respect to plastic ball. So easier is plastic ball to catch it. Second, B activity, what they gave you? First point, ask your friend throw a ball towards you at slow speed. Try to catch it. And second point, now ask your friend to throw the same ball at high speed towards you. Try to catch it. Which ball could you catch the greater is and why? Ball only catching the ball, this is your activity. But slow and fast, two capacities will be there. First you can throw that ball with slower, means velocity will be less and velocity will be more. Which is easier? The ball which we can throw with high speed, that ball is easier to catch, and the ball which we can throw it very slowly with slow speed, that ball catch is very not easy. So why it is happen to catch that ball? It is easy and this is not easy. With high speed which we throw the ball, that is easy because velocity or speed is more, so we catch that ball easily. It is plastic ball or it is rubbery ball. And the ball which we not throw very speedily, that will be not catch easily. So mass and velocity and the speed is very important for second law. Which speed having, we can catch it easily. The speed not having, we cannot catch it easily. Means you everyone know about the cricket match. You can check it. You can know how they throw the ball. They can run first and then they can throw the ball. So speed will be there, velocity will be there. So the batsman can give the sixer or 4. So speed is not there, velocity will be not there. The batsman cannot try it 6er or 4. So this all second law will be depend upon the speed and mass of that object. We continue it. They gave you the effect of one object striking another object depend both on the mass and the former object and its velocity. Means effect of that cricket match. You know, everyone know about the cricket match. That effect of cricket match, sixer will be there or fourth will be there. If that effect can be depend on two effects. Which are they? First is mass and second is velocity. Means mass of that ball and speed of that bowler. That two concepts are very important. Then we can see the match very nicely. When mass of that object is not there, velocity is not there, then that match not continues. They completely disturb. Match can stop there only. The mass of that ball continues with their velocity, so we can see the Dhoni can give the sixer. So it is very important. Then what means by that? Mass is also there and velocity also important. Means object is equal to mass into velocity, means it is momentum. What is, we can say it? It is momentum. Don't forget. And what is the formula? P means momentum. Momentum is equal to mv. M means what? Mass of that object. V means velocity of that object. This property related to the both mass and velocity. That object is depends on mass also and velocity also. The object cannot goes with only mass, or the object cannot goes with only velocity. Means the mass is also important and velocity also important. This is called the momentum. Don't forget momentum. Momentum is equal to mv. P is denoted by P. Momentum is the product of mass and velocity of that object, and momentum is a vector quantity. You know vector and scalar, I gave you it. Then related to this momentum, depending upon this mass, depending upon this velocity, or product of this mass and velocity, the second law will be depends. What is second law of motion? I read it as it is. You can write in your notebook or in the paper. The rate of change of momentum is proportional to the applied force. F is applied and then change in momentum occurs in direction of force. So all this law is related to the momentum only, and momentum is related to the mass and velocity only. So all this continue with the one equation. We continue that equation. What's the law say? With this equation we continue our law. The initial momentum of the object, we continue it. What is that? First object we start. Initial momentum what? Initial momentum of object is equal to mu, and final momentum mv. You know initial means u and v means final momentum. So our rate of change of momentum is equal to what is we take? It is equal to change in momentum upon time. So what we get? Rate of change of momentum is equal to change in momentum. What is change in momentum? Initial and final momentum. So mu and mv is our change in momentum with respect to time. Means mv minus mu upon t. M is common. M means what? Momentum. So v minus u upon t, we get ma. What we get? V minus u upon t means it is total acceleration. So we write A. Besides minus u upon t. So m a means mass and acceleration, and we get directly it is related to proportionality sign f. So this is our equation. It's complete. K is proportionality constant, and you can write as it is. So change in momentum upon time means rate of change of momentum. V minus u t total. This equation means our a means acceleration. So we continue with a. This total equation means acceleration. So ma is directly proportional to f, or f is equal to, we can write kma. K means proportionality sign, K is constant. So our second law will be as it is. We can prove this second law with respect to these equations. So second law we can write as it is, and you can read or you can write it as this equation with respect to this or proportionality sign, K constant. So we can stop here. Third law we can see in the next lecture. You can read it carefully. What is the second law? So up to this we can stop here. I don't give you homework, but read the carefully that third law and law of conservation of momentum. Thank you all of you.